Who the fuck is Michael Fremer? Clickbait title, definitely. But I had a whole list of possible titles for this video. I had Who the fuck is Michael Fremer? That's the one I think I ultimately picked. You know before I do because I'm putting the title in after I make this video. I also put Mr. Vinyl is back. That would have been a good one too. That would have been probably getting more viewers. You know, we're all about clickbait, getting more viewers, except he's the real deal when it comes to vinyl. So I'll get to that in a minute here. Michael Fremer is back. That's kind of milquetoast video. That's something that they would probably write in one of these audiophile blogs, and the audiophile guys that, you know, have these amazing, wonderful systems and have 10 records. Unlike Michael Fremer, who actually does like music and loves music, and I'll get into this in a little bit. Also, I thought about Fremer, the man who loves vinyl. That would have been a good one too, because sort of dramatic. It's, you know, Con. By the way, I will not do any Jerry Lewis imitations. That's left to Michael Fremer. So the only thing we have in common is we're kind of old Jews with glasses. He's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. If you don't know Michael, if you're even watching this, you're watching this because say I didn't warm my voice up. This is a morning video. But like Michael, I'm improvising and just going with it and goofing on it a little bit because that's what he does. But he knows his shit. Another one would have been From Analog Planet to the Tracking Angel. Okay, I know it's the Tracking Angle, but when I first saw the name of his new website and his new video channel, I thought it was the Tracking Angel. Which could either be, you know, he's a heroin user, or he's, well, tracking angle. I get it. You know, the tracking angle. It's the thing is, Michael Fremer is, in a way, the king of vinyl. He is one of several people who literally, seriously saved vinyl. If you don't know who Michael Fremer is, you should. Probably most people watching my channel know who Michael Fremer is. But if you don't, I do have a link below because I'm doing this video. In a way, I feel like topsy-turvy, worlds collide, cats and dogs living together, all that stuff. Because I have right now, just for a very short moment, a larger audience watching my YouTube than Michael does, Michael Fremer. And I didn't realize that he was back. I didn't realize he was gone with Analog Planet, that he left Analog Planet, and he's writing again for Absolute Sound. And he is an audiophile, which I think is a term that he hates and it's got a bad rap. He is a record collector, a vinyl guru, enthusiast, a turntable guru. Apparently he's one of the best setter-uppers. He can do an amazing stereo turntable, actually a turntable setup than almost anyone I know. I'm fortunate now that I live in Seattle. I have my good turntable guru from Hawthorne Stereo, Matt, comes over and he does a great setup. Now, I don't have the equipment, but this isn't a competition about equipment. He is the real deal. He has a massive amount of followers in the vinyl community, in the audiophile world. He is infamous, and him, along with Chad Kassem at Analog Productions, Acoustic Sounds, and maybe Michael Hobson at Classic Records, one of a handful of people that really championed vinyl and stuck with it. I mean, he just did an intro video a few weeks ago, and I just saw it. And the only reason I saw it is because on one of my recent videos on the record companies about transparency, it was a response to Michael 45's video. Somebody commented and mentioned Fremer and spelled his name with 2 M's, and apparently under the guise of the Tracking Angel angle. I know, I'm giving you it. I'm doing what Michael does. He does riffs on things. He's so sarcastic, self-deprecating. I wonder why I like him so much. Um, and a goofball in a way, but he knows his shit and is very serious. But he commented in response to that comment on my video. I didn't know who this guy was. I didn't realize, because he said, you spell my name wrong or something. You can look in that video and look at the comments. And then I went back and I realized that's his new channel that started in the last month. He's got, I think, about a little under 700 subscribers now. So now's the chance for some of my viewers to click through and resubscribe. If you were a subscriber of Analog Planet, you owe it to yourself. If you're a record collector, a vinyl collector, you want to know about gear, and he does great tours. Now, I will say to you, Michael, get your shit together. Get rid of that head camera you got, because I tell you, he puts this thing on his head. You know, like, I don't know if it's like he looks like a coal miner in West Virginia, and he says, okay, he's going like this. Oh, here's a turntable by here's the new Lin LP12 upgrade that happened. Anyway, that's kind of like he needs Michael, get your camera aesthetic together. It's all about presentation. I don't care how much shit you know. See, it's about presentation, the visualization. As they say in France, in the cinema, the mise en scène, your frame, your framing video, the mise en scène, a frame. You get with that, okay? But he knows his shit, and he's back with this new, there's going to be a website and a magazine. And it's a magazine, the Tracking Angle, that he was a part of many, many years ago. And in that video, he showed some examples of it. So welcome back, Michael. Go subscribe to his channel. And I think he is someone that everyone in music and vinyl collecting, and we have to thank him. But I want to do a little presentation here. I'm basically echoing. He just showed some records. He just picked some random records that he showed, and he talked why he likes his music. Now, I will say one thing about him. He got a little pissy at the beginning of this new first video. He talked about there's so many video channels, excuse me, mea culpa there. I think he said bona fide. Who's bona fide collecting records? I want to be bona fide. And because he talked about him as a vinyl enthusiast and a vinyl expert, that he's been doing this for 50 plus years. And there are a lot of people doing these videos now on YouTube that really don't know a lot. They don't have the gravitas. They don't have the knowledge. And Michael knows knowledge. And we can all admit to that. And this isn't a competition, but, you know, I understand what he's saying. There's a lot of people, viewers, people that I like, that I've grown fond of, that just show new records they bought and do their own showcase. And obviously, people come and go and view these various channels based on the content and based on the personality. And I'm not ashamed of saying, you know, personality is half the battle right there. If you like someone, if you trust someone, and I find when I talk about certain records, I've had people go buy them. There was a label I showcased recently, and after I did a mini showcase on 5 of their albums, I found out the next day they sold 75 albums. Now, in the grand scheme of things, is that a lot? No, but it gave a little bump, and 75 people listened to what I said in that day, maybe more later, I don't know, maybe other from other buyers, maybe. We kind of influence them. If they like our tastes, if they learn about our tastes, they may go and check out the music. So I just want to go through a few things that Michael showed. I'm going to repeat the records he showed and give you my take on them. Now, I'm going to do something that Michael is going to hate me for. Now, Michael, by the way, Michael and I have never met, have never spoken to each other. I don't know him personally. I know him like those of you who are watching who know Michael Fremer. That's that's my only contact. Although we have changed a couple of emails about subjects, I think 2 maybe, and I've commented on several of his reviews and articles over the years. So there we go. So again, new channel, subscribe to it. He talked about this. Now, he's going to castrate me, not literally, but this is a compact disc, which, you know, he's not totally fond on the digital thing. I get it. But anyway, this is the Van Dyke Parks album, Song Cycle, Van Dyke Parks. I used to have this record, and Michael, in 1995, I had a purge of 2,000 records. I had 6,000 records up to that time, because I was in the record business too, from 73 to 83. So working for labels, working for retail. So I have a little bit of knowledge in my own expertise of 50 plus years. Obviously, 1964, buying Meet the Beatles. My mother bought the Fabulous Bugs, or that Bugs album, by mistake. Anyway, it's a long story. This is the only one I have left on vinyl of Van Dyke Parks. Of course, he worked with the Beach Boys, and a great producer. Most recently, not recently, maybe, 15 years ago, 12 years ago, he worked with Joanna Newsom, orchestrating her wonderful record, and worked with Brian Wilson on solo records as well. But I love this record. He went through talking about that. I think he just picked some random records. He did talk about this great record, and it is a wonderful record. He did an interview with him. This is Wind of Change, and the only thing I'll say about this is Peter Frampton before Frampton Comes Alive, a show I did attend at Winterland, one of those shows where they recorded the live album in San Francisco. So I have a little bit of knowledge on this stuff. And from my point of view, if you can't get imports of certain things, which I'll show a little later, another record, if you can find this label, this A&M label sounds almost, it's the best sounding A&M records by far, I think. The pressings these are usually early pressings, some first, some early, and they usually sound really good. And my records are pretty clean. So I highly recommend this record. He has this good, his voice, his guitar, it's smooth without being boring. It's not MOR at all, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous record. So I will say that. He talks about Big Star. This is my Craft reissue. They did a pretty good job on these. I believe these are all analog. Talks about Big Star in his video. He does talk about this. This is a record that I did a needle drop on this record, I believe, in the last 2 years. I forgot what video, but this is McGuinness Flint, and this was on Capitol Records. This is a wonderful record. Of course, the hit on here is When I'm Dead and Gone, right? Yeah, When I'm Dead and Gone is great. And another song on here called International, which was written, I believe, by, Gallagher and Lyle. If you've heard them, they had other albums on their own. They're sort of the nucleus of this band, McGuinness Flint. Fantastic record, produced by the wonderful Glyn Johns, photographed by Ethan Russell, the expatriate American, who did the Get Back, Let It Be sessions of photography, did the Who's Next cover. Those of you who know my channel, and I'm all in on photography as a photo agent, as my profession, even though I'm not a professional vinyl reviewer or vinyl enthusiast, it's been a passion for 60 years. That's why I'm doing this, Michael, Mr. Fremer. And I get my little bit of a theatrical rocks off, as they say in the biz. But this is a fabulous album. He did show Colson, Low Colson, McGuinness and Flint, where they covered they covered Bob Dylan songs from the Whitmore sessions. I used to have that, and that kind of left in my purge. So out of my 6,000 albums, 95, I know, I went all in on CDs for about a 20-year, 15-year period, and I got rid of that album. That's a really good album. I should get it now. He also talked about this, and Michael, this is something I learned from you today. Love this record. John Renbourn, of course, him with Bert Jansch, were members of the great Pentangle, kind of folk, fusion, jazz, acoustic, folk, British band in the late 60s. Did a series of wonderful solo records, also collaborations with Bert Jansch as well. Now, I didn't know this. He has the import on is it Transatlantic Records, I believe. Obviously, the American version was reprised. I didn't know in America they added reverb, so you need to find the dry sound. See, you are an influencer, Michael. Now I have to find that original, the UK pressing of this to get rid of that wonky added Dave Dexterization. They called it in America, at least at Capitol, when they did that to the Beatles records. But it's a fabulous record, highly recommended. He also showed this record. Now, he showed the UK version, which I believe it sounds better. I like this because this is a historical recording by Phil Spector. This again is at a wonderful, fabulous A&M greenish, pukey brown label. And what I like about this, as a Beatle collector, it has the hype sticker right stuck on there with a quote by George Harrison, who was one of the Beatles. He was the quiet Beatle right there. So this is a fabulous record. A different configuration of photographs than the version that Michael showed. Now, I got to say this, Michael. You know, you kept going on about, okay, you're the expert. We know you're the expert in vinyl, and I like you, and that's why I'm doing this this video, because I have this window, this brief period of time on my channel, since I have more viewers, just temporarily, they can go to you. So maybe I'll give you a few people. So I urge all my subscribers to go subscribe and say Mazzy sent me. Say Mazzy sent me in the comments. See if that has any effect. If not, then I know I have no sway at all for my channel. Now, he did show Beatle things. And he talked about, I'm not a Beatle expert. I don't know the Beatles. I don't know the Beatles. I mean, I know everything about their records, but I don't know where Paul shit in the woods when they made Martha, My Dear. I don't know any of that stuff. But he did talk about these. Now, these are very early. I think this one's my original UK mono rubber sole. Obviously the Parlophone, I don't need to pull it out. Michael pulled his out. I don't have to pull mine out. And this is a very early pressing mono of their best album ever, Revolver, with the great Klaus Vormann cover. That's my Beatle collection all there. So I am all in on the Beatles. I am not a Beatle channel. He kind of, yeah, I mean, I know, Michael, you tried not to ridicule some people who do the Beatles stuff, and everyone's saying they're an expert, and obviously everyone on YouTube, and I totally get it. We all think we know what we know, and we do know what we know, but sometimes we don't know what we don't know, and we say things that I trip over my lips, and I just have a little bit of a dyslexia thing and say the wrong date, the wrong time or anything. When he showed the Beatles, he showed, let's see, this Bruce Spitzer book, which is fabulous. And Bruce Spitzer out of New Orleans self-published these books over the last, 20, 30 years. And a great series. This is the Parlophone edition. This is the Beatles on Apple, solo and not solo, solo and band. Beatles are coming in America, like the early stuff that had Capitol, the Capitol records. We got a whole friggin' book on Swan Song. God damn, can you imagine? I mean, what can you say on Swan Song? They did some singles. But Bruce, man, these are the Bible of labels and those things. And of course, the VJ records. There's more he's done. He's done a great series of archival type of books on the Beatles, and I applaud that. So that's something that Michael. So this video is basically a response video, an echo, Mazzy's echo to Michael Fremer. Welcome back. How can we miss you when you don't go away? You know, are those all records? You happy now? That's what our Jewish mothers used to say. I don't know if Michael had the same kind of Jewish mother I had. So, you happy now? That's the kind of thing. And I promised I wouldn't do a Jerry Lewis thing, because he gets into these bad jokes and accents. Oh, Michael Fremer had put out a comedy record back in the day too. And did he do some voice work on, what's the cartoon? There's so many things you can learn about Michael Fremer. I'm not here to tell you the Michael Fremer story. That would have been a good name for the video. The Michael Fremer story. Fremer, not two M's, one N. Anyway, I just wanted to showcase this. I have a lot of respect for Michael Fremer, and it's great to see he's, again, writing for Absolute Sound. He's reviewing. I'll put a link to some of his reviews there, some of his equipment reviews. He does his video thing. He's done a couple of videos with other, I think he did one with Mike at the In Groove, that Ched Kassem hosted kind of this, you know, big debate about, was it ERC Records? I forgot what that was about. And he's around, but get a better camera on your head, or figure out your camera positions. You know, it is about the visualization in this world of YouTube. And that's it. That's all I have to say. So Mazzy loves you, most of you. And thanks for watching. Go subscribe right now and tell him Mazzy sent you.